Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Bandhu.
Yashwant Kumar, sir. Am I audible? Hello?
Sir.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much.
Okay, thank you. Dear participants, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I request all my participants, the remaining participants, to join soon. Only 58 joined.
Presentation.
Good afternoon, participants. Welcome to the third session of ATAL-sponsored workshop on cyber security. ATAL Institute of Technology. Okay. Today's third session's speaker is Sri Yashwant Kumar, the Deputy Superintendent of Police CID. He is also a very visible personality in the investigation procedures, and I requested him to spend at least one session today, third session. In spite of his busy schedule, he accepted our request and he shown in enthusiasm also to share his knowledge with us. So I welcome Sri Yashwant Kumar KN on behalf of Siddhganga Education Society and on behalf of Siddhganga Institute of Technology and faculty and fraternity and our students. So it is the session will be handled by Sri Yashwant Kumar KN, and more about his achievements and his biodata. I will hand over this session to Dr. Aparna Madam. Aparna Madam will introduce our resource person, Sri Yashwant Kumar KN. Madam, I request you kindly to take over the session.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Hello. So, dear participants and my dear colleagues, good afternoon, one and all. It's my privilege to introduce the resource person for the session, Mr. Yashwant Kumar KN, working as Deputy Superintendent of Police, CID Bengaluru. Mr. Yashwant Kumar obtained his BE degree in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from Siddhganga Institute of Technology, Tumakuru. He obtained his MTech degree from UVCE Bengaluru. He worked for Crime Investigation and Crime Detection Department from 2008 to 2010. He introduced some innovative techniques in policing in 2009. He worked in the division of returning stolen property to victims during 2009 and 10. Mr. Yashwant Kumar detected more than 60 chain snatching cases in 2012. He arrested more than 75 foreigners involved in drug peddling in Bengaluru city within a span of 6 months in the year 2017. I'm proud to say that Mr. Yashwant Kumar is a recipient of more than 250 rewards and more than 100 commendation letters. He is also a recipient of Chief Minister's Gold Medal twice, that is in the year 2010 and in the year 2017. Currently, he is working as Deputy Superintendent of Police in India's first cybercrime police station, CCD, CID, Bengaluru. With this brief introduction, I thank Mr. Yashwant Kumar for accepting our invitation to deliver a talk on cybersecurity threats in banking sector. I wholeheartedly welcome our proud alumnus, Mr. Yashwant Kumar, for this session of the workshop. Sir, now I request Mr. Yashwant Kumar to take over the session. Thank you, one and all. Sir, please take over the session. Hello. Hello, sir. Yashwant Kumar.
Hello? Hello?
Sir, you are audible to us.
Yes, sir. So good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon, sir.
At
We
the
can please
outset,
take over.
yes, ma'am. At the outset, I would like to thank the Siddhganga Institute of Technology for inviting me for this program and giving me an opportunity to share my experiences of handling cybercrime investigation. As you are all aware, with the introduction of a new technology, we get the new benefits and at the same time, the new problems. When we look at the digitization of India, we see there is an immense growth of internet users and mobile phone users. The smartphones have literally replaced the computers and laptop. With the introduction of a new digital payment, channels like UPI, QR code scan payment, NFC payment, and especially in the COVID-19 situation, people are more interested in contactless payment since there is very less chance of infection. Let me begin my slide with the interesting case study. This case is about a company located in Bangalore. The owner of the company was traveling abroad and his accountant in Bangalore receives an email from him advising him to transfer 21.8 lakh rupees to the account number mentioned in the email. The accountant transfers the said funds to the accountant account since this practice of sending the email instruction was practiced in the company since very long. But in this current email payment, the owner of the company disputed that he was never sent any payment advice to his accountant. So both of the team decided to go to the police station and to file a case. A case was registered with the cybercrime police station. During the course of investigation, it was found that the subject email was not present in the sent items or trash folders. However, while analyzing the email settings of the complainant, the IO found that one secondary email ID is added in the main ID and the complainant said, "This is not my email ID." So, the fraudster who had hacked into the complainant email ID has not changed the password and taken into his control. Instead, he was doing parallel browsing of complaint email ID. He found the complaint had a practice of sending payment instruction through email and he found an innovative way to cheat 21.8 lakhs rupees by just inserting a new email ID set as reply to email ID. So you can able to see this reply to address that is a secondary email ID so created or fabricated by the fraudster and is inserted and cheated. And in second case, this is a Thane BPO case. This is also very interesting case. In this case, so the BPO, they created a false or fake ID and cheated in the same manner. The modus operandi in this is fraudster posed as officials of internal revenue, this one, and demanded US customers financial and bank details and the tax revision, and threatens US citizens with the arrest of tax default and persuade them to pay the amount. So police raided and questioned 700 employees and arrested many of them. In that, 852 hard disks and high-end servers, DVRs and laptops were seized. The third case study today I am discussing, it is about Bank of Maharashtra. UPI was the new digital payment method adopted by the India in digital India. So in this type, what they have done, the UPI is started by NPCI. Then they given an opportunity to customize their UPI application to the different banks. In that, Maharashtra Bank also created one UPI wallet so to interface the UPI transactions with the banking activities. So in that, because of the development capabilities, they are not properly designed. So there was a bug in that UPI. One fellow, he wanted to transfer 900 rupees. He is having only 1,000 rupees in his bank balance, but somehow by mistake, he has mentioned 9,000 rupees. Instead of 900, he put one more extra zero. but his amount was successful in transferring from one account to other account. So he found out this vulnerability and started hiring many people, and he misappropriated or he cheated the bank about 25 crores INR, and finally he is in the clutches of the legal enforcement agency. So what I wanted to say, whenever we are designing or whenever we are discussing about the fraud, so we will classify into three types. One is the buyer side fraud, second is the merchant side fraud, and the third one is cyber security fraud. Cyber security fraud is almost, it is like equivalent to the technological fraud, and the buyer side and merchant side fraud, it may be because of the social engineering and fraudulent claims, or maybe chargeback, or creating the fake documents, or promotion coupons, or rewards, like that. And non-fulfillment are the selling the counterfeit. But if we come to the cyber security fraud, there may be account takeover. So I'll tell you one simple example. So one fraudster, he will send one application stating that, so I have changed my address. After that, in the second instance, so you will send one more request, I lost my credit card, so you send it the other credit card to the newly mentioned address. So like that, you will take a credit card and you will fraud. Or the second type, he will take the total account into his custody by simple manipulation of address and other details. So like that, identity theft, suppose if you are taking skimming, it will comes under identity theft, or the card theft, or any other fraud connected to the, especially for the ATM card or debit frauds or ATM machine connected frauds. The key challenges in this is the fraud detection, and second is enforcement, investigation, and registration, because it will contains the cross-border, the investigation, cooperation, everything, and the lack of multi-level awareness. So here we have to educate the banking sector, we have to educate the law enforcement agencies, we have to educate the third parties or the service providers, we have to educate the customers, and we have to educate the prosecution department and the court, and everything, it will come to this particular loop. So here the level of awareness to the different category depending upon the usage will be the different. And one more thing is the cross industry or expertise collaboration, because suppose if any travel agent is doing the transaction, the RBI should know or the bank should know what is the thing going on and how actually the cheating will be happening in that particular sector. Before knowing that, they can't able to bring the policy, or they can't able to frame, or they can't able to do a legal policy which is more appropriate. So that is called as a cross industry or a expertise collaboration. And security scene is cost overhead. Suppose if you take an example of satellite clicking a picture, it will be so minute details. But if you take a picture of some ATM or any other security gadgets or security surveillance, here we can't able to see that particular pictures. So as we are seeing from the different perspective. So here they are not thinking about the cost, because whenever the security comes, the cost will be not, it should not be compromised. But here, so they are doing only for the compliance purpose, and privacy loss is important, because some of the time, so whatever we are sharing, and it may be shared or it may be privacy in nature. So those things we have to see. And the involvement of the criminals is organized. There will be a syndicate. So once the money is coming from one particular account with a defraud or social engineering, it will goes to the several account, and finally it will reach to some particular account by taking their particular amount or their particular part, and then finally it will reach to the destination account. So in investigation, if we start investigating by taking all the details, it will start from, example, if we start from Bangalore, it will goes to the Pune, then it will goes to the Northeast, then Delhi, then Bombay, again it will come to the Bangalore. To connect all these things, the chain of custody is much more severe, and it will take time consuming. Within that time, the purpose cannot be served, because the expectation of the victim will be more compared to the investigation time and the cooperation from the third parties. Just I'll take this example. It is a picture from Mars clicked by satellite, so we can able to see the clarity. And second picture, it is a bank surveillance, so we can able to see the what is the security measure adopted by a bank or any other surveillance department with respect to the particular security. Suppose if we take a cyberspace, it is a game changer because it is ever expanding and easy to learn new technique, and it can be attacked by anywhere because there is no jurisdiction. A person sitting in a particular room without any jurisdiction, he can access any part of the computer across the globe. So, and the second thing is it is anonymity because we can't able to know who is working and who is doing these things. And moreover, whenever it is done subtly and it leaves no traces. A person who is knowing a little bit knowledge about the usage, he will use some proxy servers, or he will divert, or he will mask the actual identity, and he will be anonymous, or he will use some camouflagic techniques. So I can able to quote one important and famous saying from a security expert, Dan Geer. So he uses a phrase, a technology that can give everything you want is a technology that can take away everything you have. So because whenever it will come to the digital world, the traces will be, if it is available, then it will be beautiful traces and it is admissible in the court of law. Suppose if you are taking the IT Act, it is started in 2000 and amended in 2008. So whenever it is came into the force, so parallelly other laws get amended. Suppose if you are taking the Indian Evidence Act, Section 3, the digital evidence or the record is admissible. The voice record in digital mode is admissible, or any digital evidences or records or data is admissible in the court of law. So once it is provided in a proper manner and secured in a proper manner with a forensic sound manner or forensic sound nature. So if I take to the cyber security breach, the criminals, they do the stolen information in different quantity, and it will be often delayed or never discovered. For example, I'll take you one card information. If I am using one particular ATM card, some criminal, he has taken the identity of my particular card. The first part is the identity theft will be completed. Suppose if he is using at the same time, or he will be dispersing with the different entity, and he will be using at the later stage, that will be decided by, or it will be decided by that particular conspiracy and the preparation of that particular criminal. So it will be the different stages. Once it is stolen, it may be used, or it may be used in the later stage. Usually we will lose our the card details, or the information is compromised at the higher level, at the bulk level. So, and it will be used in the different stages, because suppose if we will see the complaint connected to the ATM cards, so your card will be compromised at so and so particular time, and after 2 months or 3 months, if it is used, the security or the investigation, the problems will occur is, so usually they will store the month of for a month in this ATM machines, the CCTV footages. Suppose if he is using more than the 2 months, then we are not getting the digital evidence or the visual evidence of a CCTV, because it is overwritten because of the last in first out or first in first out procedures. And because of that, once it is overwritten, the digital evidences or the traces may not be available even in the forensic sound environment. Then if we come to the common concerns, India and the world, the data security and privacy we have to see, and compatibility of the legislator, and the transboundary issues and post-incident responses. Suppose if I take the transborder issues, suppose whatever the crime is defined here, it may not be the same. And second thing is, what is the response I am doing, and the same thing I am not transmitting at the same time to the different state. Because of this, so there are so many factors, it may not be circulated or it may not be shared at the single point of time. Because of that, the duplication of work will be going on, and compatibility of a legislator is, so whatever the procedure I am following, it may not be the same in the different state. If that being the case, if we compare India with the world, so it may be what we call as the dual criminality, we can able to say. So it may be crime in India, but it may not be crime in the different country. Suppose if I take one particular example, cheating is an offense is 420 in our India. Suppose if I take to Nigeria, they will say it is 419. So dowry is offense here, but it may not be offense in different countries. They will ask, what is that? So like that, the dual criminality should be there, and the whatever the information we are conveying to them, it has to reach and it should clarify the doubts beyond reasonable the doubt, and they should understand what actually we are seeking. That is a much more complicated thing, and the communication and whatever the information we are asking, the same thing they should provide with the expected manner. So this thing is important thing. And if you come to the what we know already about the investigation or the cyberspace, the growth is the vulnerable and it is sophisticated, and government and other organizations taking steps to improve this, and new technologies will create the new opportunity for cyber attack. Evaluating malware risk or the state-sponsored cyber attacks will be the different things. Suppose if I come to the how many countries are the more secure, there was a survey. In that survey, they started asking the 5 questions. These 5 questions, so I have explained here. So that is articulation and publication of national cyber security strategy. So it is not there in many countries. And does the country have an operational computer emergency response team? CERT, it is not available in many countries, but the first 2 questions, it is available in India, and it is almost optimal. Then how cyber security breaches incidents are handled means, so almost we are handling up to some extent. And in the 4th question, does the country have any information sharing mechanism? Here we can't able to say it is optimal, because information sharing may be from digital media or digital mode, but when we are sharing, the delay and what we are sharing, how much we are sharing, that is more important thing, because it is not centralized, it is decentralized. And if you come to the last point, is the country investing in the cyber security basic and applied research and funding a cyber security initiative broadly means, so we can able to say, so not that much or not so much, so what we expect or what that particular thing will expect. So here the final conclusion is no country is cyber ready. So this is the project conducted in 2015 by Cyber Readiness Project by Potomac Institute. So if you come to the financial or emerging tools or trends, the cyber criminals or attacker, so first they will start with the script kiddies. We can able to say it is a script kiddies if you come to the social engineering. So they will be given one particular script, they will start doing as per that particular script. Actually, the investigating agency or other policy makers or the person who is working on a bona fide way to this particular thing, we should follow these things. But the what you call a tragedy is these people, they are using the script base and they started using or they started defrauding the common people. They are not knowing these things. And second thing is more skill. Once they are adapted some skills, and they will go for the sophisticated tool and the technique or advanced persistent threats. So the visibility here is IP traceback is easy, but difficult to trace the source, because the person or the attacker is using the Tor browser or Tails or any anonymity proxies. And the techniques here is, it is a custom built and developed by the script or exploits and readily available, because if you go to the darknet, the whatever we are seeing is a surface web or the surface net. So only approximately 4% we are using that particular surface web, and below that there will be a deep web. In the deep web, usually the government servers and other the important forbidden things which is connected to the government, those servers will be adapted in that particular layer. The dark web especially used by the criminals and the persons who is doing illegal activities. There they are doing all types of what you call as a trading, like weapon trading, drug trading. So these type of trading and even the data theft or data sale will be done in this particular dark web. They are using the readily available things based on the customized and according to their expectation, according to their investment, they are doing, and they are doing all other the activities by taking the readily available information in the dark web. Then if we come to the modus operandi, there are different modus operandi is available. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Sir, yes, sir. Continue, sir. No problem, sir.
Okay.
It's audible.
So just I'll tell you the simple practical things, because I don't want to touch upon the too technical, because there are so many resource persons are there. Whatever I come across in my policing life, just I am sharing as a practical, and it is readily available, and moreover, it will be more helpful for the daily and common life. So usually the fraudster, they will send some SMSs. In that SMS, they will quote some reasons, and they will expect to the reply that particular SMS. Suppose if we see the particular SMS, it will be called as SMS phishing or smishing. Here they will send some reasons. Dear customer, your account has been blocked. For any help, you can contact so and so number. So if any common man, by believing this particular message, so you will call. Once you will call, you will be come into the trap of the fraud person, and you will take all the information and you will defraud. And second thing is, you will send URLs. It will be called as short URLs by using Bitly or some other thing. Once he is clicked, by seeing those information, your account can be credited with so and so amount. You will be more happy, and you will start by curiosity. You will click this particular link. Once it will be clicked, it will be opened some Google form or any other form. There you will ask all the CRAD credentials or PIN, password, email ID, everything. Then so you will start misusing that. The second thing is phishing. So already you know. So phishing is nothing but exploiting the human nature rather than the technology. Here you will send some information, confirmation email. Just you can by seeing that particular amount, you will open that in particular link. Once you will open, so they will be started asking many questions which is related to the sensitive information or banking information. The person who has come in trap of these fraudsters, he will share all the information, and he will compromise his details, so that you will be get cheated by giving all the information voluntarily without knowing what actually it is undergoing. And third one is wishing. Usually the fraudsters, they don't want to wait for so much of time, because in the first two cases, so he has to wait for the response. Here what you will do, so directly you will call, and you will pose himself as the authentic person or authentic organization. Here you will say that, for example, if I take one simple example, you will call and you will say that I am calling from so and so bank, your bank. So I am a banker and I am calling for some reasons. Your card has been blocked, or your card has renewed, it has to be renewed, or your card has getting the premium points, or your card has been linked with the other card or PAN card. So your card has got some reward points. We have to convert that reward points into the currency, and your card has to be updated in the newly merged bank, because suppose if a person using the SBM bank, so SBM bank is merged to the SBI. So you will call as a SBI person, and you will ask some information to update in our computer or system. So person, definitely you will think that maybe true, then you will give all the information. Sometimes the persons, they will be doing the online e-commerce business, so they will reject the items. So at that time you will call as a person. Suppose example, if I take a Flipkart, if I take one particular object or particular material, then I'll reject. So at that time you will call, I am calling from Flipkart, and I need some information to refund your amount. The person who is already transacted, you will feel that definitely it may be from a Flipkart helpline, so you will give all the information. Whenever they will be calling, usually they will be calling from the different language. So other than, suppose if I take the person, the victim is in Karnataka, so he is calling from some other person, and he will say that I am from head office. He may be started speaking in other regional language, so that will be the first indication. So he is going in the trap. And second indication is, so whenever you will be using Truecaller, in the Truecaller it will shows bank, because how we know that how Truecaller will works. Whenever we will started downloading the Truecaller, all the information or contact details from our phone, it will be fetched to the Truecaller server. Then whenever we have started calling, so it will check first whether it is available in my phone contact. If it is available, it will show the same name as the contact list, and otherwise it will search in the Truecaller server. There, whatever the information available database, based on that it will shows the number, or it will shows the name. So here, whenever they will be calling, if there is any spam report, so you will get it is a spam report, but most of the time the victim will not be seeing all these things. Then whenever you will be calling, you will believe that by taking the reason, so definitely the banker will be calling. Then you will start asking the simple questions. Tell you hold your card and tell me the 16-digit card number. So definitely you will say the card number. Then the second thing, so you will ask just below the card number, there is the expiry date. Just you say the expiry date. So over a call, he started transacting over online. Then you will ask for just turn your card and just you can share your CVV. So you will share CVV also, because once CVV, it will show the importance the authentic person is holding the card in the e-commerce business. That means whenever card is not swiped, the CVV will play an important role to prove that the person using the card is the same person and holding the same authentic person holding this particular card. Once he is compromised with the CVV, then the OTP will come. The wisher or the fraudster, he never say it is a OTP. He will say that it is a verification code, or he will say that it is a code, or he will say that so it is the code for verification. Like that he will say, and you will try to get all the information. The fourth information is the OTP. He will fetch this OTP and he will transact and he will cheat. So usually the different types to compromise the OTP is directly you will on call you will say, and moreover you try to confuse or you try to create a fear in the victim's mind. If you are not compromising these things or if you are not sharing this, so definitely your card will be blocked, it will not be opened, and you will get criminal charges. And moreover, so you have to come and appear before us and you have to answer for the notice. Like this, you will create a fear and blackmail the mindset of the victims, and you will ask to share the information over a call, or sometime to a you will give some number and you will say to forward that particular SMS to that particular destination number or the number from which he has called. And second thing is, you will in this particular case they will use some applications. Here the two persons, they will take some database of some commercial people and they will go to their shop and you will take the mobile by saying that I will give you the business lead. For that purpose, I have to download one particular application, business lead. So it is available in the Play Store. So you will download that business lead also. And the second aspect, you will do the My SMS will also. So you will download, but this particular application will not be come into the knowledge of the customer. So you will create a login ID and then you will give it back, and you will take one is the card to swipe for the online transaction to get a membership. So you will take a swiping machine in such a way that it will not be working. So in the pretest of swiping, you will take all the photographs of front and back end of front or back side of the ATM card, so that you will be readily available the card number, expiry date and CVV. So then you will say that, so it is not working, you give me another card. Like that you will take all the cards, you will take photographs, and finally, so you will take some 200 rupees, it is not available and it is not able to do it online, so I will do manually for your sake. So after 3 days you will get the messages. So over online, don't delete any application from your mobile. Like that you will instruct and you will go. After 3 days, the poor customer, so you will be getting messages of withdrawal messages from his bank, and you will get shocked because you will be knowing only the OTP. Once if I am not giving OTP, so my card will not get compromised or my amount will not get compromised from the bank. But this is indirectly what they will do. So by knowing all the information, they will start transacting. And second thing is, to know the OTP, they will go to this My SMS website. There it will be reflected. So whatever the information received to as a OTP to the customer's mobile number, same thing is reflected in the My SMS website. There they will use that particular OTP number and they will complete the transaction. Other thing is, usually it will be done in whenever they are recharging any the FASTag this one slips. So there the fraudster will say that, so I am recharging your FASTag this one. For that purpose, you need to download one particular Google Forms. I will send one link. So you receive that Google link and fill up the forms. There you will get all the information of banking, including his email ID and online transaction he can able to do. That much information you will incorporate and you will send it in the terms of link, and you will get the preliminary information. In the second stage, you will say that you download this particular application, that is SMS by email. So auto redirected to phone and email. So there you will filter those particular options. You will try to select the job and the finance applications. So there, whatever the finance related messages will come, so it will be directly reach into the customer mobile number or customer email ID. to the fraudster's email ID or mobile number. There you'll be getting all the database of OTP and you will transact and finally you will cheat by just making him to download this particular application to activate. And the third one is the AnyDesk application. It will be called as the TeamViewer. So whenever the AnyDesk application is compromised, so you can able to see or remotely access the other system or mobile by any other place. So these people, they will try to download this AnyDesk application remotely by sending link or by instructing over a call, and they will try to get this particular remote desk number. It will be 9 numbers in AnyDesk and it will be 10 number in quick support. So most of the time they will not say this particular word also quick support. They will say that go to the particular the Play Store, just you can type QS. Once the victim will type QS, so you will say that there will be a blue color QS logo. You click on that, then you download. Like that you will say, and you will finish off his formalities, and you will try to gather all the information by taking the TeamViewer application. And you will say that, so you type your email ID, you will type your user ID, you type your password, and so just you can check the balance. All those things you will instruct. The victim will started doing all those things. Since it is a TeamViewer application, you can able to see all the information. So finally, so you will misuse by taking all the crucial or banking application or sensitive applications. And the recent thing is the QR codes. QR codes is nothing but a two-dimensional code. It will be generated in different quality, in a different color, and it is very easy because of it is a contactless payment system, and especially in the COVID time, it is more easier, and instead of typing anything, so easily it will scan within a fraction of seconds and the transaction will be completed. So this is one method. And second thing is, in the recent days, so this is an emerging crime that is nothing but eSIM profile. What we are seeing in our smartphone is nothing but a SIM card, but in future days, without SIM card, the phone will started working because of this eSIM profile. So there we have to ask the particular service provider for the eSIM this one activation. So once we'll ask through email or by SMS, so you will send one particular the QR code. It will be scanned from our mobile. Once it is scanned, then it will get activated, and e-profile will start in a built-in the integrated circuit which is available in the particular motherboard. During the course in the manufacturing stage itself, they will incorporate. So the fraudsters, they started using the Jamtara, which is the real hub of cyber attacks. So they started using this particular eSIM profile to do particular cheating things in a cyber crime. So here the main interesting fact and the thing is, they will send a QR code and they will adapt in such a simple method. In the remarks column, you will receive a amount of 10,000 rupees. Like that they will write. That is a remarkable, and it is nothing but it is a reference place. There they will write all those things and they will send to the victim. So by seeing that particular thing, victim will feel that, so you will get 10,000 rupees. But instead of getting, so you will be losing 10,000 rupees, because what you will do, you will write in remark column and you will send. So and over a call, you will say that you just can tap pay and proceed button. Once pay and proceed button is nothing but we are paying from my particular thing to, suppose example, if I take Rudramurthy sir, so if I am putting pressing this particular pay and proceed button, so it will be going to the Rudramurthy sir's account details, or it will go to his account. So second thing is, whenever we are adapting PIN or whenever we are mentioning PIN will be used only to send the particular payment, not to receive. This is the main thing or main crux of this particular offense. So they will send, by generating the QR code, they will send a request. So once it will be sent, the person will be so receiving in WhatsApp, and he will scan. Once it will be scanned, the amount will be going from particular victim's account to the fraudster account. Once it is gone to the fraudster account, so definitely you will be siphoning to the different accounts, and finally you will circulate in such a way that it will not be easy to track in investigation and finally to reach the destination. So another method is they are using the simple technique like editing the account number, phone number of the bank, and they are putting their number. So usually the persons, what we'll do, whenever we have started searching, so we'll search using search engines. So if I want to search the SBI account, this one contact number, so if I started searching in the Google search or any other search engines, so we'll see this particular number, directly we'll call. Once we will call that particular number, already we are in problem, we are victimized. So once we will call to this, directly it will land up to the fraudster's contact number. So you will ask, तो भाई क्या चाहिए, आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम है बोल दो, आपको पैसा वापस आ जाएगा. तो उसीलिए आप क्या करना है, आपका कार्ड नंबर बोलना है, आपका एक्सपायरी कार्ड का एक्सपायरी डेट बोलना है, सभी ऐसा बोल के सभी इंफॉर्मेशन लेके सो फाइनली आपका पैसा वापस आ जाएगा. सो उसीलिए आप ये नंबर को, अभी एक नंबर आ जाएगा, वो नंबर मुझे बोल दो, वो आपका कार्ड ट्रांसफर और अमाउंट ट्रांसफर कोड है वो बोल देगा, तो आपको पैसा वापस आ जाएगा जैसा बोलेगा. Like this you will tell, and finally you will take that particular amount. The victim, he will get confused and he will losing the amount. To clarify again you will call, then again you will convince, the fraudster will convince in such a way that no, we are testing it, so you will get amount like this. So now you tell me, so the second time I will be sending, including that first amount and the whatever the disputed you have raised. So like that you will try to take as much as possible by convincing and by confusing the victim person. So this is the search engines. And if you come to the credit card or debit card frauds, it will be different types of frauds. One is application fraud. So because the victim will go and he will send some application for the ATM card. So by seeing those preliminary information, the accused person or the fraudster, he will go and he will send one more application stating that I have changed my destination or I have changed my residence. So therefore you send it to the different location, so the new address. So after getting the new address communication letter, so then you will ask again, I have lost my card, just block that card and get me the new card. So like that you will take that account to his control and you will do the things. And credit card frauds are offenses, especially will go for skimming and cloning. It will be called as identity theft or card cloning. So here, before going to that, we'll see one NFC or near field communication payment method. So here we can able to see one particular symbol. It is nothing but NFC symbol. So whenever it is available, so the up to 2,000 rupees we can able to transact. So without swiping the card. That means we can able to, when goes to the particular reader, so the field will create because of that particular field. So it is a passive the communication because there is no battery in this particular ATM card. So it will create a field. Once it will be created, that particular field, it will read the information stored in this particular card and it will read and the transaction will be completed. The same thing or same technology is adapted in FASTag. So here, so suppose if they are not using the RFID cover like this, so they can able to lose the 2,000 rupees without knowing themselves. So this will be contactless card and it will be read. So whenever it is not blocked, that particular signal, the are fluxes in that particular situation. Suppose if you are sleeping overnight because of stress, almost 11:55 time, midnight. So you have started getting the messages. So the some amount will be going from your account to the different accounts. So you will feel that card is with you. You have not given your card to anyone. Your card is not get compromised. You will feel, and your card photographs are not taken by anyone, and you are not given your card to use for any other purpose, and you are not shared any information with anyone. Even then, you are getting this type of messages. So you are staying in, example, Bangalore. So you are getting, so your card will be scanned or it will be started ATM withdrawal in Pithampur, New Delhi. So you will get shocked. So then finally you will ask your banker, then you will say that, so it is a cloning. How it will be done means, just I will say the exact thing. So first the fraudsters, they will use this skimmer device. Skimmer device is nothing but it is able to read the particular magnetic strip information, that means identity stored on the particular card. So it will be having all the information or circuit in such a way that it will gather all the magnetic information or the identity of a particular customer, and they will fix it in the ATM card. And second thing is they will use the keypads which is resembling the same type of the particular ATM machine. Here the keylogger in software is inserted with the circuitry. So there it can able to gather all the keystrokes or pin numbers. And the third one is they will use the pin camera or pinhole camera. So I have shown this in a reverse way because they have made it ready. Whenever they are coming to that particular the ATM terminal, directly they will remove that two-side particular tape, and they will fix it and they will go within fraction of seconds. Once all these three things is completed, they are gathering the magnetic strip information, that is nothing but identity or card details. And the second thing is they are gathering the pin, and they are gathering by cross-checking this particular pin pattern by pinhole camera information or the footages. And once they are getting all this information, they will take the blank card and they will create a duplicate card. So once they are getting the information, it will be shared to the different parts of India or different parts of the world, and they will create the duplicate card. Suppose if I am taking example, if I am doing any abroad communication or foreign communication, then OTP is not necessary. The bank, what will ask me is, so card number, expiry date, CVV is sufficient for the foreign transaction. Suppose if I am doing any transaction within India, then only OTP will come. So then they will create, and since there is a exact card is there, PIN number is there, so they will send some runners. They are not actually using, the same criminal is not going. So you will be using a syndicate, and you will use a local person, and you will use that person as a runner, and you will send his ATM card and PIN number and to draw the money. So this is one part. And second thing is in POS machine, that is the point of sale machine. Here also the same thing is adopted. And usually whenever the person or victims, they are going to the hotel, restaurant, malls, so they will say some reason, sir, this particular POS machine is not working. May I use that different machine in the same counter? So we should get a suspicion in such a way that, so he is using or he is trying to skim my particular card, then we should take care, and we are not supposed to allow him, and we should go to the different counter. It will be more helpful. And second thing is, we are not supposed to give any information in their lucky dip coupon or anything for any other offers. And whenever it will be, card will be received from the bank, because we should understand in such a way that the bankers, they are not distributing the card. They will be outsourcing that particular card or ATM machines for the services, and just they will pay the service fees. The person who is coming behalf of the bank, the card issuer, so he is a private person or the third party person, he will send an envelope. So in that envelope, once we will receive, if there is any foul play, or if it is any intactness is not there, then we have to straight away we have to reject. Suppose if it is genuine, then we have to receive that particular card, we have to sign, and we should try to remove this particular CVV number, because CVV number will play an important role for the transaction over online or in e-commerce. Because once it is swiped, then ICVV will be generated, so from the magnetic strip, and it will automatically do the transaction. But only in the online situation, the CVV has to be entered in the e-commerce website or in any shopping website, so that a person is knowing CVV, then only he can able to complete the transaction. This we have to take care. Suppose if you are taking the precautionary measures or security tips from the bank, they are introduced the new particular app. Here, what it will do, it will card as a ATM card, switch on and off. Suppose I am holding a card, I am using this particular app also. Whenever I am transacting, then only I can able to switch on that particular magnetic card. So all other time, even though it is stolen, if I are using this particular app, then it is no use, even the person who is stealing or who is taking that particular card, because it will be off at all the time. Whenever we are using, then only we can able to switch on. Those options is available for ATMs and POS machine and e-commerce transactions. Not only that, in domestic and international. Suppose if I am not using any international transaction, then I can set only domestic things. And second thing is daily transaction limit. Suppose my transaction limit will be 1 lakh. My card is some platinum card, so my transaction limit will be 1 lakh. Suppose I don't want, in the COVID situation, I don't want to restrict to 1 lakh. So then simple email to that particular banker, he will restrict to 5,000. Suppose if I am asking 5,000, he will restrict to 5,000. Even though skimming has been done, the misappropriation has been done, Usually they will do it in the midnight, 11:55 or 11:45 time. Then they can able to do the many transaction, because once the date has been changed, they can able to do the successful transaction for the upper limit 2 times. That means suppose my card is 1 lakh, he can do the true transaction to withdraw the amount. So before 12 o'clock and after 12 o'clock, then the last amount will be 2 lakh. Suppose if I am adapting this simple technique or simple security measure, daily transaction limit to 5,000, then even though my card is compromised, I can able to lose only 10,000 rupees, and I can save voluntarily with a small security measure 1.9 lakhs. And third one is recently the SBI, they introduced the transaction, whenever we are doing the transaction, ATM transaction, the OTP will be generated. So that OTP, once we will put in the particular ATM, then only the transaction will come and the amount will be coming out of that particular ATM machine. It is available only in SBI. Suppose if I am using the same SBI card to the different bankers ATM, then this facility is not available. But slowly, each bankers, they started adopting this particular thing. So this is the one more, the best feature from banking end. And other thing is they are, whenever the transaction limit or the transaction frequency will be more, then they are adapting or they are deploying the security guard to the different ATM machines. So that is one more security measures taken by the bankers. But from the customer end, what we have to do, so we have to see the ATMs which is connected to the bank, so that the skimming device insertion will be, chances will be very less because of the frequency of transaction and the movement of the persons. Because it is a fear created in the mind of the fraudster, so he will not come and he will insert because he will feel that somebody will cut. And second thing is we have to see the suspicious items like skimmers or a keyboard or a camera or any other suspicious things like gum or a sellotape or double-side tape, so that they have to intimate to the banker and second to the police, because here the first priority will be the banker. In all other cases, first priority will be the police, because whenever some system will go in an erroneous method or erroneous way, then the bankers will come and they shut down that particular system and will take all the transaction details and will block all the card. So for that purpose, so here we have to intimate to the concerned bank, then to the police. And whenever we are using the transaction, usually most of the time we are not taking the what you call as particular transaction slips. We'll see over online, but some of the times, so some users, they'll take transaction slip also. At that time, they are not destroying that particular slip by shredding. Otherwise, what will happen? The last 4 numbers, it will be available to the fraudster. He will develop by social engineering or any other method. Then he may able to defraud us. And whenever we are using the card, most of the users, they will write the PIN number on that particular card, so that once a card is lost, the everything will be get compromised. So that is one more thing. And whenever they are using in swiping in any mall commercial establishment, then if any person is asking to swipe in the other ATM machines or other POS machines, then we have to deny, and the card swiping will be in our presence. And all other general tips are from the customer end is shoulder surfing will be done. You will be captured, or you will see, or you will note down. And sometimes they will use some tricks by holding that particular card, by card trapping and remote observation. Most of the time they will take a photograph, or they will see the videograph, or they will see and they will note down. And sometimes they will use pickpockets or a robbery. You can able to see one just 200 meters from one police station in Bengaluru city, like one particular bank. So victim has been robbed in such a brutal way. After 1.5 years, we can able to trace that particular person in Andhra. So it is arrested by Andhra police. Then we have taken custody. And the distraction method, in the distraction is nothing but attention diversion. So once the fraudster, he will plan and he will throw some 10 rupees notes, and he will say that, madam, your note has been fallen, just you can collect it. Once they started collecting that particular things, whatever the drawn amount will be collected and the ATM will be collected, and he may disappear from that particular scene. So the best thing for the fraudster, nowadays they have started using the cash splitting machine. That is nothing but ATM jackpotting, you can able to say. There are 2 cases are registered in India. So what they will do, so usually the bankers, they will outsource this ATM machine to the third party vendors. They started using this particular thing, and so they will be maintaining those things. They will be using one particular master key for more than 10 to 15 ATM machines. So in that case, the fraudster somehow you will get that particular key, and you will open that particular ATM machine. There will be a small computer. You will try to insert that particular one malware program carried by his pen drive, and he will start executing that particular thing. Once he will start executing that particular malware function, then cash will be spitting from the ATM machine. You will collect all those things. The best remedy is they have to follow the unique keys, and the second thing is they have to enable only the whitelist that particular USB devices, and the system should be in such a way that any other program or any other malware or any other the software downloaded from any other source has to try to detect that particular thing, and it should alert to the banker and the nearest police station. And the recent method, so they if customers they have started taking the help of the unknown person, what you will do, so you will do all the transaction. So finally you will struck that particular cash withdrawal from both the fingers. Then you will say that the cash is not coming, mostly some problem in that particular cash dispersal. So then they will divert to go and ask to that particular banker. Once the victims goes to the bank, you will collect the cash and it will disappear. Here, one more thing, in a ATM machine, especially in the skimming things, what they will do, so they will put one particular board, this ATM is not in service. So usually we people, once it is not in service, we will go to the next nearest ATM machine. It is a trap laid by the fraudster, so that you will all the customers will redirect to the nearest ATM machine. There you will put the skimmer, and easily you will try to gather all the relevant information related to the commission or for data theft. The what we have to do, it should not happen by taking all these precautionary measures. Even then it will be happen. So what we have to do means, it is just like a golden hour or golden moments in the accident cases. Once accident is happened, so the victim or the injured person has to be shifted without asking any other thing to the nearest police escort or from any public transport to the nearest hospital, so that his survival rate will be more. Here also, whenever we will come across this type of offences, we have to block our ATM card. Immediately, we have to change the PIN, password, and security questions. We have to verify the fraudulent transaction, because the transaction will be, for example, 20,000 5 times. We will feel that, so it is only 20,000, but repeated SMSs. But whenever you see the transaction ID, the transaction will be ID will be keep on changing. That means if there is a 5 transaction, means there is a 1 lakh transaction is happened. And while using to block the particular card and to contact the particular banker, usually most of the time they will search for the Google search. Again, if they have started searching Google search, again it will go to the hands of the fraudster. So for that purpose, there will be a toll-free number just on the backside of ATM card. So directly if they call and they will activate that particular blocking the card, it is more sufficient at the first stage. And to capture all the screenshot, because it may disappear, or by the fear or by psychological impact, we may delete those things instead of forwarding to some other person. So after getting all this information, we have to report to the bank and the nearest police station. And there are 2 types. One is OTP. There our consent, that means customer consent is there. In skimming, there is no consent. He has not given his card, and without knowing the what you call the impact, he has lost money. So for that purpose, he'll be getting all the benefits from the banker, and you'll get the insurance like information. That means, so there is a liability. What is the liability of the customer means? The customer liability in skimming cases or card cloning cases is 0. Only thing is what you have to do, you have to intimate to his bank at the earliest stage, and he has to file a complaint to the local police, and he has to take the acknowledgement, and same acknowledgement has to be submitted to the bank and to the ombudsman section in RBI, so that his liability will be 0 if he is doing all these things within 3 days. If it is more than 3 days and within 7 days, then as per the table 1, the amount will be deducted and the rest of the amount will be given to the particular victim. If it is more than 7 days, then bank board, there will be a board in each bank. The bank board will decide what to do and what is the decision to be taken at the stage. So 3 days means 3 working days. Suppose if you are getting continuous holidays, then 3 working days, within 3 working days, the customer has to intimate to his banker and the ombudsman section in the particular RBI. So it is the circular by RBI. Because of this, the liability of the customer in the non-participation or without knowing the things, so you will get the full amount or the maximum amount, and it will be a temporary credit at the preliminary stage, and within 3 months they will set aside that temporary credit to the actual credit or the confirmed credit. Then we will see the modus operandi in this financial bank. So attacking websites, already have shown application and the network and systems, all other things, and vulnerabilities already I discussed earlier. And how to protect these things means hardening the applications. First thing is, so application should be robust, and the infrastructure what we are using, it should be foolproof, and continuous monitoring of that particular environment, and we have to aware the employees and both the users also, and technology solutions like antivirus and endpoint protection, etc., and continuous threat intelligence, because what we are doing today, it not be it's the same tomorrow. Continuously we have to follow up and we have to gather the intelligence information with respect to the threat. ATM hijacking already have explained. Just you can able to see one particular video if it is possible. So otherwise, just we'll skip it to that particular QR code. So in QR code already I have explained. QR code is nothing but the fastest mode of communication for payment. Not only for the payments, QR code will be generated even for the visiting card. QR code will be generated for the SMSs. QR code will be generated to hide the information about the email. QR code will be generated for links like YouTube, Facebook, and everything. That means for inputting the things. So QR code is a common trend or common method used in the recent days. The main information or recommendation in this is, so we have to insert the additional layer of authentication when debiting from the particular account. And NFC, already what I told, that is near field communication payment channels. Here the main recommendation is the awareness should be done to the users for about the contactless payment, and NFC should not be on by default. It has to be like a switch in what we seen in the ATM card, these things. And NFC usage should be configured in such a way that at the application must ask the user to activate the NFC whenever he is using. So all other time it will be like a passive. And the main thing is, in a UPI channel abuse, people should know, the third party application should know, and it should be a interface between the bank, third party application, and the actual user or the person, customer who is linked with that particular account or the interface with his bank. In the digital wallet abuse, the main recommendation what I wanted to say is enhancing the security measures like device embedding or adding the second layer of security like two-factor authentication. So already we have seen the AnyDesk and other TeamViewer applications. There easily you can able to see all the information without knowing the victim is sharing based on his instructions. For that purpose, there should be some additional layer of security. And recently, RBI has given them some security, cyber security framework. In that, so there is one particular order is there. Here, there will be traditional things and some adequate things also there. And banks need to report to the RBI or unusual transaction. That means cyber security incident transaction. It has to be reported to the bank invariably, and it is a mandatory thing. So then only they can able to know the things what actually happening in the environment and what are the things to be adapted in future. So when you come to the legal issues and the challenges, so first and foremost, it is a lack of information sharing. Before that, delay in reporting is the most important thing. Suppose example, I'll tell you one simple example. Recent days, so last 2-3 days back, we have registered one complaint. So there, the company has breached this particular information or the database, but they doesn't want to come and report to the particular law enforcement agency, because there are two factors. One is they wanted to settle outside the police, and second thing is they don't have belief on police because of the traditional policing method, what they have seen or what they have heard. They have never come across, they have never visited to the police station once in their lifetime, but whatever it is come from word of mouth, same thing they are hearing and they are opened that particular thing. And second thing is that doesn't want to come into the media, because if any company, if already victimized, if they have given a complaint because of Supreme Court ruling, so any complaint registered in a police station across pan India, it has to be published in the website. So once it is published, it is a public document, it is available to all other, and if any media person he is getting, so he will try to take the TRP, so that he will exaggerate or he will write in his own passion, there is a high security breach. So because of that, unnecessarily you will lose his image and all other things. For that purpose, most of the time, so you will come forward, so honestly to report and to execute for the further things. And the second thing is information sharing. Whatever is filing, you may not be giving all the information at the first stage or preliminary stage. So you'll be giving step by step by knowing the consequences. And once it is come to the information sharing between the law enforcement agency, the sharing model will be the different across pan India. That means one particular station to other police station in the district, or between the cities, or between two states, or the procedure adopted will be different. And the lack of a standard operating procedure, because whatever I am doing for collection of the digital evidence, it may not be the same procedure adopted by the particular law enforcement agency from the different states, and it may not be the same outside India. And MLAT procedure, in this MLAT procedure, it is nothing but a mutual legal assistance treaty. There will be a treaty among the different, almost approximately 125 countries they come across in this particular treaty, and this number will be varying, the number of countries number will be varying. But what is this means? So it is a dual criminality. Whatever the offense is there in my particular country, the particular same offense should be there in their country. So because of that particular treaty, any information or the capturing or the taking custody of the accused, so then they will, if you are going in particular this particular treaty, then they can able to assist the investigation. They will provide the document, because within India, suppose if I need any information or data, I can able to give a notice to any service provider or any person in 91 CRPC. 91 CRPC exactly we are using for the production of the document or any other thing which is necessary for the investigation. But 91 CRPC is applicable within India, so as per the act, but outside India, that 91 CRPC is not applicable, and which is not more appropriate, because they are not knowing, because of this dual criminality and all these things, so it is not applicable outside India. So at that time, so we need some information, means then we have to move into the mutual legal assistance treaty, and we are needing only information in an informal method. Then we are going for the letter rogatory also. There, the mutual legal assistance treaty, it is a time consuming, but the information whatever we are getting, so depending upon the treaty and depending upon the conditions laid down in the treaty, we will get all the information. Only information or only thing is, so there should not be any death penalty to the particular accused person. That is the most important thing, because they don't want to take that particular bad credit to their country. So it is a treaty and a treaty guidelines. So all other things, information, documents, or the location or tracking, all the things will be done in mutual legal assistance treaty procedures. Then reporting cybercrime, the public are misconception about the capacity of the police. And the companies, they don't want to report by fearing the negative publicity about the police or about themselves, because if it is coming to the newspaper, then they are losing the customers, or the customers will be losing the faith in that particular company. And many companies forcibly encrypting the storage data. That means, suppose if you take Apple and Google, they are developing security systems that cannot be decoded information even when ordered by the consent court, by the request of the particular law enforcement agency or police. So this is one more the challenge, and media reports about this and worries for the police also. if any information is not available, so as it is, they will highlight in that particular media. So, and it will be, again, it will be worries for the police, and the here, whenever it will come to the encrypted data, here privacy will come. So parallelly, the information or cooperation to the particular investigation will also come, and integrity will also come in these things. And when come to the jurisdiction, there will be two types of jurisdiction. One is geographical. So there, suppose if we take conventional thing, so there is a specific so landmark for the jurisdiction. Suppose if I am traveling from this particular Bangalore to Mysore, so there will be a different landmark for the particular police station limits. But in this particular cyber offenses, there will be no jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is the cyberspace. Jurisdiction is throughout the world, wherever the internet is connected and started using as a tool, as a target. And the legal jurisdiction also, so there will be some limitation, and wherever we are using the particular offense, and offense should be defined, and second thing is there should be a punishment, then only it will be offense. And anonymity of a cyberspace may be because of invisible browsing, or anonymity users, or anonymity practice. And cyber forensics, it is not a one-time investment. Suppose if I am using some investment on the particular operators or particular machine, so we have to get trained how to use, and second thing is how to extract the particular information by using those tools. And third thing is, so whatever the information I have gathered, and it has to be produced to the court, and court has to accept, because whenever the evidence act will come, there will be a relevancy and admissibility. It may be relevant, but it should admissible before the court. Whenever admissible, then only they will take it whether it is relevant or not, and they will consider it as evidence. Because whenever the digital evidence will come, so digital evidence is nothing but the any evidence created on magnetic or the any light by using the fiber optic media. So it may be a data, it may be a sound, or it may be video, or it may be any other information stored in a digital form. As it is, if you are producing, then it will be a primary data. Suppose if you are taking a copy of that, then it will be a secondary data. Whenever we are taking the secondary data, it has to be substantiated by a certificate by the owner of that particular device, or in charge of that particular device, or user of that particular device. Then it will be called as, say, the secondary evidence. I will tell you one example. In a parliament attack case, in a beautiful judgment in Navjot Sandhu and others, in that the terrorists, they attacked the parliament. There one particular piece of evidence is came, the call communication between, that means the call detail record between the two accused persons. So at that particular point of time, so whatever the information available, or whatever the information between the communication between the two persons, so if it is substantiated by any other evidence, that is much more sufficient, like that the court has drawn the inference. But there they have not specifically told that the information or the secondary evidence, the mandatory, there is no 65B certificate is mandatory. So after that particular point of time, in one more case came, that is a PV Anwar case. So in that particular thing, any secondary information or any copy of the primary, it has to be submitted with the 65B, then only it is admissible. Once it is admissible, then only it has to be taken onto the account. Without 65B, so there is no secondary evidence is admissible. So like that, they have given the judgment. So after that, the dilemma started. Suppose so many charge sheets are filed, so then what will be the reason, and how we can able to do the particular certificate after filing the charge sheet. So then again there is one Supreme Court ruling along with the one Rajasthan High Court ruling. So there it is a curative defect. Suppose if you have filed a complaint, or if you have filed a final report, then you can able to submit the particular 65B certificate just before the evidence starting particular to that particular point. Suppose if I am submitting one 65B certificate with respect to the videography evidence is not yet started in the court. Before starting that videography evidence, I can able to file a 65B certificate, then it is admissible in the court of law. That is a curative defect, and it is stated by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. After this, again, there is a dilemma. Suppose I'm not the owner, Amulya is the owner, example. So Amulya, whatever I'll send through WhatsApp, she will take the printout and she will submit. Whether she can able to give a 65B certificate means she can't able to give because she is not a owner, she is not having the original format, so she is not taken copy of the original format, she can't able to give the 65B certificate in this case. So when come to the cyber forensics, the selection of digital tool is much more important because what we are using may not be used by some different legal enforcement authority. And again, it will be a dilemma between we have to use a commercial tool or free tool. What is the specification? How actually it is working? All those things we have to convince to the court, and we have to take in a forensic manner. That means almost it should be acceptable each and every one in a common practice. And capacity building is much more important because cybercrime is a new syllabus and it is a new avenue. So everyone should know. So as a what you call the user, they should know their security measures. As a merchant, he should know his things, and as a card supplier, he should know. And as a developer in application, you should know what are the bugs and what will be the vulnerabilities in these applications. And as a service provider, a bank, you should know there is a limitation, and you should so certify that, or you should give a trust to his customers. And RBI as a regulatory authority, they have to see all the vulnerabilities and all the incidents, and they will try to develop the policies in such a way that to uphold the interest of the customers. Then if come to the man and the machine, so attributing ownership and authentication of the evidence is much more important. And we have to kind of, in this type, it is a chain of custody. One link is disconnected, then the integrity will be gone and the chain of custody is broken. Once the chain of custody is broken in any digital evidences or in a digital methods, then the integrity will be gone and it is not acceptable. Even though it is acceptable, it will create a suspicious in the minds of public or in the minds of the law enforcement agency or the counterpart or in the court. So that is much more important. And about the anti-forensic tools, the data destruction programs will be there to remove the data. And most of the times in the land record cases, they will create the fabricated things by just inserting some of the data. And I'll tell you one simple example. Recently, we started investigating one particular thing. So all the data created about the land record, they will fabricated some data and they will create some document. Then they will submit to the particular sub-registrar. So the data will be, or the record will be, almost it is 100% genuine while registering. So once it is registered, then they will go from the back end and they will change everything. So depending upon their availability or expectations, then finally they will take the printout like a EC encumbrance certificate like that. So there it will display some other name, owner will be some other compared to the original owner, because most of the time we are not seeing anything. So in person, we will see only document. By seeing the document, you can able to believe and you will proceed. So at that time, so we will be losing because nobody knows that what actually it is happening in the back end. So most of the time it will be happening like this. So that is the vulnerability. So by using anti-forensics, they will distract and they will write some other thing and they will impersonate in such a way that the making the false document as genuine. And only in a few cyber cops are knowing the investigation procedures, and it is the performance pressure and stressful, and it is not dedicated to one particular thing. Suppose if I am working today here, I may be transferable to some other different discipline. There the nature of work will be different, and there is no dedicated things. Because of that, and over a period of time, over a period of tenure, are the transferable things. So the performance will be reduced, or efficiency will be reduced, and the pressure what we law enforcement agency is undergoing is totally different from the normal public or from the different sectors, because so everything will be coming. It is just like a parallel processing. So all those things we should know, and it should lead to the staff burnout most of the times. And so many things with too little time we have to do it, and sometimes you have to follow some of the procedures which is proven like empirically. So all these things we should know. Here we should know the legality. We should know the practicality, we should know the field reality, and moreover, we should know the technicality. So all these things you should club together. So we have to develop in the law enforcement agencies. So that is a much more complicated thing, and it is a challenge. And finally, it is a difficulty in defining the crime because of the jurisdiction issues and chain of custody. Already I have told, because to maintain the integrity and to maintain the particular veracity and authenticity of any evidences, the chain of custody is a must. And the lack of understanding in the technology and law is a much more challenging thing in the cyber investigation. And especially, so everyone should know, because it is a three-tier criminal justice system. One is the investigating agency, and second thing is, so we are just like a vehicle. So who is driving our vehicle? After investigation, it will be driven by the prosecutor or the government advocate. So he is driving. If he is changing the steering or without knowing the instruction, he will be changing different route, then the total diversion it will take, and it will take to the some other destination. And second thing, that is second thing. And third one is the judicial system, because this is the new subject, everyone should know, and while appreciating the evidence, they should know these things, and they started this one awareing these things, and the new methods and the new investigation techniques and procuration, and how it will be stored, how it will be sent to the forensic science laboratory or experts, and how they will procure all the information. So it is created awareness among even judicial system also. So because of that, they are appreciating, and they are appreciating the law, they are appreciating the evidences, and overall the efficiency will be increased, and you will get an optimal result. Where we are getting the truthful result, because so whatever is available and whatever is presented, so based on that, so it is the legal truth. So the legal truth will be the appreciation of evidences. So I'll conclude this session. So thank you very much, one and all. Is there any questions? If I know, definitely I'll clarify at this stage. So otherwise,
I request the participants to interact with our resource person. I request Yashwant Kumar KN to interact with our participants to clarify their doubts, if any have.
Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
This is Deepa Shanai from UVC.
Madam, namaste.
Very,
I'm a student, madam.
yeah. That's right. I'm very happy to listen to your lecture. I request you to give one lecture to our college teachers and students also, Yashwant Kumar.
It's my pleasure, madam, because
Thank.
this is the most beautiful moment in my lifetime, because I studied
Yes.
in Siddhganga Institute of Technology. Today, after 20 years, I got an opportunity through Venkatesh Murthy sir. He is my guru in my institution, and he is a director in DSCI. So second
Yes.
thing is Rudramurthy sir. Now I am getting opportunity to interact, because pandemic always it not be a disadvantage. It is an advantage for me,
Yeah.
because I am getting my
Yes.
guru over online. So definitely I do it.
Yes. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
You know, Yashwant Kumar, your Professor Deepa Shanai madam is in the participant list. That's why I created this opportunity that madam and student will talk each other.
Yes.
Very nice.
Reversal of role. Reversal of role.
Thank you, madam.
I'm very happy. Very happy about this.
Sir Rudramurthy sir, most of the time, whenever we are doing MTech,
Yeah.
madam used to take us for the lunch and to feed and to guide.
Madam, I think you know me. Actually, I was very much acquainted with Guru Prasad sir and also Narendra sir. We are actually we SIT and UBC every year we are playing cricket match.
Yeah. Long ago we used to come.
Long ago.
Yeah. Nagendra Prasad and all. Nagendra Prasad.
Exactly.
Yes. Now I remember.
We have shared good moments in the past.
Yes.
I was frequently visited UBC, madam. Dr. ARV, when ARV was there, and Shushankar.
Yes, sir.
Veerbhadra, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so nice.
Any
Very
other
nice.
participants, you can interact with our resource person, please.
Sir, good evening. I'm
Yeah.
Amulya.
Amulya madam, namaste.
Sir, namaste. Sir, with great respect, I call Yashwant sir as Guruji because we were in one of the event with respect to cybercrime technologies and technicality were taught in NLS. So again, one more great moment to be cherished.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much, madam. And one more thing is, Purohit is on the live.
Sir.
Purohit and me both are PUC classmates.
Oh, excellent, sir. Excellent.
World is very small, madam.
Very small. Anyways,
Professor,
we are very happy, sir.
Aparna madam is here. I think Aparna madam's sister is your classmate.
MTech classmate.
MTech classmate.
Hello.
Madam.
Sir, my sister's name is Ambika.
Madam.
She is in electronics department, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
We are in her class at Excels. For mathematics class, we used to attend together.
Yes, madam.
Can you recall, sir?
Sure, madam. Sure, madam.
Yes, any questions from the audience?
Any questions from the
Sir, I
participants?
had one small clarification, Yashwant sir.
Yes, madam. Please, madam.
I wanted a brief detail about how reversal technology works with respect to QR code. Like fraudster first sends a QR code.
Yes, madam.
On scanning it, we receive amount. For
Yes,
example, he says a demo of 10 rupee and we receive it.
Yes.
But on a second time when he sends a QR code and we scan it,
Yes.
automatically it reverses from our account to his account.
So, madam, what will be done, madam? I'll tell you in a simple method.
Okay.
One scientist F from a reputed institution, he came to our police station. So he is working in the esteemed project at that time.
Okay.
Even though he is scientist, we are all human beings.
Okay.
He got one message stating that, so you have done some online transaction, you will get your money back refund if you scan this QR code. There will be different applications like Paytm, Google Pay, Phone Pay, UPI, like that. So they will create or they will generate that particular QR code. There will be a remark column. Remark column will be like a subject in email ID.
Okay.
Email communication. There, what they will do, they will write, you are receiving 10,000 rupees with respect to your online refund.
Okay.
By seeing that particular thing, he will send to QR code to the victim. So victim will see only that particular remark column. You will receive 10,000 rupees.
Okay.
We will scan that particular thing. While scanning, the wisher will call and will say that, so you have to tap the button, pay and proceed. Actually, pay means I am paying from my pocket.
Okay.
Because in that particular situation, he is unable to understand I am paying or I am receiving, because he will see only remark column. It is just like judging a book by its cover.
Okay.
He is not reading the book. That means he is not seeing pay and proceed means the first thing is it will give pay and proceed option. You will click that button. Once you will click that button, second thing is it will ask that particular application include PIN.
Okay. Correct. Sir.
Pay and proceed and include is two steps. In second step, including PIN will arise only when I am sending a money from my account to some other's account.
Correct. Sir.
While receiving, I will not get these type of two options. That means pay button will not come, and second thing is include your PIN or MPIN will not come in any option, in any of the wallets. It is just like social engineering plus the technology.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
The QR code is not visible what it is there in the packet.
Earlier, barcodes are used only for some, you can able to see in grocery or in any malls, madam. To identify a particular article, they are using the barcode. In barcode, it is one dimensional. The information stored will be less. In QR code, information stored will be more. And it is two-dimensional.
Okay, okay.
And moreover, you can create QR code in a different colors for different object, not only the payment system. You can log into your email ID, or you can log into your Facebook ID, you can log into your YouTube channel by creating a QR code. Suppose if you take any event, the event details, suppose I'll take this event only. In this event, they will send only QR code. By scanning that QR code, I can log into this particular session.
Correct, sir. Correct.
That means it is object oriented or it is task oriented. And you can include even your logo, because it is not visible and we can't able to understand for what purpose this QR code is. Suppose tomorrow, Purohit sir, you will send one QR code stating that it is one more login ID for the new session. If I scan that thing, it may be for his payment.
Got it, sir. Got it. Got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, madam. Thank you.
Anyway, sir, I will do the same thing tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other participants? You have any issues? Any clarification, doubts? You can clarify with our resource person, please.
In chat, we have something. Yes.
Some participants asking. Sir, some participants asking the PPT slides.
Yes, sir. You can share it, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Anyhow, I have created for awareness.
Okay. Okay.
And main thing is, for me, the motivation factor is my DSA director, friend, guru, my Venkatesh Murthy, sir. Because of him, again, I got into this particular thing. You can share it to anyone, sir, because only there is no any crucial information. Yes, sir.
I request all my participants, the current strength is only
Is it possible to share the email ID?
Yes, ma'am. I'll share.
Thank you. I think now there are no more questions from the participants, right? Yashwant Kumar, sir.
Thank you.
Sorry, because you are
Madam is asking.
as a resource person, and you have delivered very valuable information because the very informative and motivational talk in fact, and all audience we are sitting here participants are assistant professors or associate professors. We must become the cause for the good education, and this lecture what you have delivered today really motivational to us to design our curriculum or to promote our students or push our students in the line of cyber forensic and cyber security. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of Siddhganga Education Society and on behalf of Siddhganga Institute of Technology and students and faculty, fraternity, and personally myself, I am very much thankful to you for your kind cooperation and encouragement in this regard. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.